Imagine this. One of the most powerful men in music, the mogul who built empires, is suddenly at the center of whispers, allegations, and resurfaced claims that make the world stop in its tracks. Jay-Z. Yes, Jay-Z. For decades, fans celebrated his genius, his music, his empire. But behind the headlines, behind the Grammy wins, the Super Bowl performances, and the billionaire lifestyle, some secrets have always lingered. And now, with old interviews resurfacing, new claims floating across the internet, and social media buzzing like never before, people are asking one big question. What exactly has Jay-Z been involved in behind the scenes? Grab your seat, because this story goes deep, and it's far from over. The controversy started subtly, but escalated quickly. Years ago, hints surfaced about Jay-Z's alleged personal and professional dealings, many first raised on air by outspoken personalities. They suggested that while Jay-Z's public image was immaculate, whispers about control, influence, and connections were always present. Some rumors revolved around romantic relationships, others about industry maneuvering, and some, unexpectedly, even touched on tragedies involving associates in his orbit. Fast forward to today, millions of documents, videos, and images tied to large-scale investigations, referred to online as the E-files, were leaked. Among these documents, Jay-Z's name surfaced, instantly reigniting speculation. Old audio clips, resurfaced interviews, and social media chatter made people question, was Jay-Z really untouchable, or were there layers of hidden influence and undisclosed incidents we've never known? The discussions quickly expanded. Allegations now involve past associates, rumored pregnancies, celebrity friendships, and highly sensitive claims that date back decades. While some of the claims remain unverified, their resurfacing has thrown Jay-Z's carefully crafted image into public debate. Social media erupted, old footage went viral, and even casual observers began revisiting interviews and posts from over a decade ago, connecting dots that many had ignored. But it's not just about allegations, it's about timing, optics, and influence. The resurfacing of Kanye West's past statements, old accusations from former associates, and mentions of controversial figures like Pusha and even Harvey Weinstein brought the conversation into an entirely new realm. Jay-Z's name isn't just appearing in rumors, it's appearing in legal documents, FBI reports, and online commentary that now spans years of unverified but persistent claims. The audience response has been explosive and polarizing. On one side, fans defended Jay-Z, pointing out that a mere mention in a massive document dump does not equal guilt. Many reminded social media watchers that the E-files reportedly contain millions of documents, and being referenced does not prove wrongdoing. Supporters argued that Jay-Z has always been a highly connected figure, and proximity to powerful individuals naturally results in his name appearing in records. On the other side, critics and curious observers are not convinced. Many argue that these recurring whispers, resurfaced clips, and legal disputes suggest a pattern of influence and secrecy. Some highlighted old audio clips hinting at unusual relationships and power dynamics within the music industry. Online commentators revisited alleged connections with individuals like Kathy White, Pusha, and Diddy, questioning if Jay-Z was merely a bystander or a key player in events that remained largely hidden from public scrutiny. Social media quickly turned into a battlefield of opinions. Clips showing Jay-Z at private events, interactions with powerful individuals, and moments described as awkward or questionable were shared widely. Hashtags and threads speculated about potential cover-ups, while others cautioned against jumping to conclusions without evidence. Celebrities, including Lizzo and DJ Academics, entered the discussion, some defending Jay-Z, others drawing more attention to the controversy. The reaction was a mix of outrage, disbelief, and curiosity, proving just how complex and emotionally charged the discussion had become. Fans who have long admired Jay-Z's business acumen expressed shock and confusion, unable to reconcile the image of the mogul with the resurfaced claims. Meanwhile, those inclined to distrust celebrity narratives saw this as confirmation of what they'd suspected, that elite figures like Jay-Z operate in ways the public rarely sees, with influence, secrecy, and power that often shield them from accountability. To understand the magnitude of these claims, we need to look deeper at Jay-Z's career and influence. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper, he's a mogul, a gatekeeper, and a figure whose actions often ripple far beyond music. From record labels to streaming platforms, from billion-dollar brand deals to political connections, his reach has been enormous. Throughout his career, he built networks that positioned him in rooms most artists will never enter, rooms with presidents, billionaires, executives, and industry insiders. But influence carries scrutiny. For years, certain personalities hinted at power dynamics behind Jay-Z's rise. They questioned how he consistently navigated controversies that ensnared others, why scandals never seemed to stick to him, and why associates occasionally distanced themselves after speaking out. There were hints about relationships, strategic alliances, and the management of public perception. Some whispers involved alleged romantic entanglements, with figures like Kathy White repeatedly surfacing in discussions. Her tragic passing and alleged connections to Jay-Z fueled decades of speculation, particularly online, where narratives are often amplified beyond their original scope. The resurfacing of old audio and video footage added context. Clips showing interactions with Kanye West, Diddy, and even references to Pusha provided audiences with frames to interpret Jay-Z's early career and relationships. Analysts argue that Jay-Z's international movements, even before mainstream fame, indicate he wasn't naive to the system. Connections and strategic positioning were part of his early trajectory. Being mentioned in investigative materials decades later doesn't necessarily imply wrongdoing, but it does highlight his proximity to events that remain controversial. Moreover, the involvement of social media and digital platforms has transformed public reaction. Past disputes, previously confined to talk shows or print articles, now circulate globally within hours. Old interviews, court filings, and blog posts are pulled back into conversations, sometimes decades after the original event. The case of Ramir Satherwaite, who claims Jay-Z is his biological father and has faced legal barriers in pursuing a DNA test, exemplifies the type of legacy issues that emerge when personal history intersects with fame and influence. The optics surrounding Jay-Z and Beyoncé also play a role. Public perception of Beyoncé as fiercely protective of her image, her performances, and her family has often intertwined with scrutiny of Jay-Z. Allegations, whether verified or speculative, become amplified because of the couple's combined influence. The narrative of managing public image, shielding children from controversy, and controlling media perception is recurring in many celebrity households. But when the individuals involved wield significant power, the stakes appear higher. Historically, celebrities with influence similar to Jay-Z's have navigated controversy through media management, legal protections, and strategic alliances. Comparisons to other high-profile cases in Hollywood show that rumors and leaks can resurface after decades, forcing both public reconsideration and private reckoning. Social media accelerates this process, making it nearly impossible for reputations to remain unchallenged. Jay-Z's case illustrates a complex intersection of legacy, influence, and public curiosity, amplified by years of documentation, resurfaced media, and ongoing speculation. Ultimately, the combination of past rumors, leaked documents, resurfaced interviews, and social media scrutiny creates a narrative that feels simultaneously familiar and explosive. The debate isn't simply about proof. It's about perception, context, and the power of celebrity to shape how information is interpreted. While no definitive conclusions can be drawn, the layers of speculation, history, and public fascination highlight the unique position Jay-Z occupies in cultural consciousness, both celebrated and endlessly questioned. So where does that leave us? Jay-Z continues to stand at the center of a storm fueled by resurfaced claims, social media chatter, and historical whispers. His empire remains intact, his music continues to thrive, and yet questions about influence, relationships, and accountability linger. Are these just coincidences, speculative connections, or is there something deeper we may never fully know? As fans, observers, and curious viewers, we are left piecing together fragments from decades of media, rumors, and leaked information. The story is far from resolved, and it's precisely this complexity that keeps the public captivated. Here's the question for you. In a world where fame, influence, and power collide, can a figure like Jay-Z truly remain untouchable, or is the public finally beginning to see cracks in even the most carefully managed empire? Drop your thoughts below, because this story isn't over, and every new day brings a fresh layer to the mystery.